Hi, this is Peter,
Hi, this is Sandra.
and we are Medievalverse.net.
And today we are in Boston and we're going to talk to you a little bit about some of the papers that we saw and what we're doing in Boston for the Hoskins Conference.
And the Byzantine Conference, Byzantine
Right.
Studies Conference. Actually, first chance we've ever been to where there's two conferences going on at once, so we're kind of splitting our time between the two, and I'm having a fun day so far.
Yeah, it was a very long day, but it was a very fun day.
Yeah.
And so we drove from Toronto yesterday to Boston, and we started off our day actually bright-eyed and bushy-tailed before the conference, going down to do some revolutionary and Civil War sightseeing in Boston Common.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, Boston's just a cool place for history. Like wonderful kind of stuff. Parking is terrible here, but I think everyone in Boston knows that.
Any big city parking is terrible, but yeah, we got to walk around for a bit, and then we jetted off to the Hoskins Conference, which is held in Boston College.
Yeah, it's a 3-day conference. We both heard the first paper, which was by Elizabeth Van Hoots, a very well respected scholar, and she was talking about um, uh, sons of priests and the backlash against clerical celibacy that's going on in the 11th century. So, if you think that priests never married during the Middle Ages, that's totally not true. It's only around the 11th century that there's actually much of a fuss put up against that, and Elizabeth is talking about how there was a lot of anger and rioting that by wives of priests.
So I ended up staying at Haskins, and I saw, I don't know, about 100,000 bajillion papers. But of the 100,000 bajillion papers that I saw, a few stand out in my mind. There was a paper given on Christian Living Explained, which dealt with Carolingian instruction manuals. I really enjoyed that paper. There was another paper on Saint Omer and merchants' guilds, and I really enjoyed that. Forgive me, I can't remember everyone's name off the top of my head. I went through 8 papers, one after another, bam, 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 bam. So it's just a little, touch and go with the names. And then my other favorite papers was, I remember the title was The King's Hands, and I believe it was on engineering, and the engineers who built castle fortifications, and just a bit of the background, because it's not something you usually hear about. So I found that fascinating, even though it's something that I normally wouldn't be drawn to, and I was just sort of riveted. It was a very good paper. What did you like at the Byzantine Conference?
I heard of about 4 papers there. Went over to it's at the Hellenic College, about 15 minutes away. It's interesting to have 2 kind of conferences just going by, and the scholars, we have one batch of medievalists and one batch of another, talking about similar issues, things like that. I heard a couple of very good ones. One about was Justinian's campaigns in Italy in the 6th century. Were they actually really kind of centerpieces of Justinian? And the argument was no. There's, for various reasons, including that talked about today, the studies on like how it's only one historian that really makes a big deal, but Procopius makes a big deal about these campaigns. Every other kind of Byzantine source has almost nothing to say on it. So,
Peter managed to do an interview today, which we'll be posting up shortly.
yeah, hopefully today, if not by this weekend. So.
Also, just want to let you guys know that when we are tweeting, we're going to be using the hashtag Haskins2012. So if you want to follow along on Twitter, if you follow us, we're going to be doing a lot of Facebook stuff, and we also wanted to announce that we have a Tumblr and a Pinterest account now.
Yes, we are trying to go all crazy on social media. So.
We're still figuring things out. If some of you noticed when we announced our Tumblr, it was a little bit of a goof there, but
still a little wrong.
A little bit of a technical difficulty. But tomorrow we're going into a full day of Hoskins papers. Peter's going to be joining me for the entire day. He's not going back to the Byzantine think tank until Sunday.
We I think we expect some really good papers. Haskins is always a conference that has really top-notch scholars, so it's great to see.
Yeah, it's great, and then we'll be do another little report for you all tomorrow, and then one more fond farewell before we go back to Canada on Sunday. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks.